So I've got our Hello World project open, and now I want to show you how we can actually create a class. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is we're going to create a new printer class, just like we had talked about in some of the slides, and we're going to see how we can actually create that class in Java. So using Eclipse, it's pretty easy to do this. I'm actually going to create a new namespace for our class. I'm going to go to New Package, and we're going to call this Printing. And actually, the Java syntax is usually to have these start with the lowercase letter, so we'll set this to printing. And then from inside here, I'm going to click New, and then Class, and I'm going to create a class called Printer. And I'm going to leave everything default here, and then click Finish. And you can see it's created a class called Printer. And the details of this public is not really important right now. We're going to cover this a little bit later when we talk about the access modifiers. But you can see we have our printer class here. And the basic thing that you need for a class is basically just this access modifier, the word class, and then the name of the class. And that creates a class. And because it has this package printing here, it's putting it in the package that we had defined of printing. So within this class, some of the things that we're going to want to do is define some data members and some methods. And for now, we're just going to create a very basic class that just has some data members. So what I'm going to do is basically just create some variables that are class level variables. Before we had worked with variables, we had created variables that were method level variables. In this case, we're going to create a class level variable. So I'm going to create actually a Boolean variable. So we're going to call this Boolean variable isOn. And a good way to name a variable, a Boolean variable, is to use is in front of it. And it's kind of a convention that people use in order to indicate that it's a true or false value. So let's create another attribute of this printer. Let's create a string for the model number. And again, don't worry about this public declaration. We'll cover this a little bit more later. For now, this is just telling us that we're not hiding any of this data, that this data can be set by anyone using this class. So that's enough data for now. We've created our printer class, and really it's just that simple to create a class in Java. And what we've done is we've taken some things that are attributes of a printer. We said, what is the state of the printer? Is it on? And what is the model number of a printer? And you can see here, looking at this definition of a class, that this doesn't have the specifics of a particular printer. What we're going to do when we create an object is we're going to give values for this on or this model number, and that's going to allow us to create a specific printer